Yo, what's up, dudes and dudettes? As always, my name is Light, and today I'm gonna be talking about 4 different altcoins which I have picked out, which I believe have good chances for adoption and for some nice gains. Now, as always, do your own research, do not buy at the top, and finally, this is not financial advice. But let's get started without further ado. So behind door number 1, we have Constellation Network, and this is basically a DAC blockchain similar to Nano and Myota, and I have been looking more and more into the DAC technology. It definitely has its weaknesses, but it has a lot of strengths as well, like pretty fast transactions and feeless transactions as well. And Constellation Network is still pretty low-key along with a lot of the other projects on this list. These are not like in the top 100 or anything, so it's pretty low cap compared to a lot of the bigger projects out there, and there's definitely room there for the growth of this project. And they recently have basically, released the mainnet 2.0. They have a lot of soft nodes, and they're going to be doing launch pads and stuff like that. And, there's Telegram, tipping bots, a lot of updates here. And they also do have a lot of partnerships here as well with different types of projects like US Air Force, whatever that's a good or a bad thing from some people's point of view. And also they have acquired a multi-million-dollar SAS startup. I don't remember what that initials mean for. The scale blockchain technology to more than 2,000 retailers. And this is using the hypergraph technology, which means basically infinite scalability. Now, every time that, blockchains in the website talk about infinite scalability and trillion, transactions per second, you have to take them a bit of grain of salt. They always kind of like talk that their technology is superior. But I've seen very impressive stuff about these DAC-based blockchains, and there's definitely something that can really be offered through this. People who are looking for alternatives to the Ethereum virtual machine, for example. Simple to deploy. Hypergraph provides full application support. The JVM, I guess that is virtual machine. I don't know what the J stands for. Powered by Microsoft microservice framework enables effortless deployment. And here they talk about feeless and scalable network. That's the kind of best benefits of, even with these a lot of very scalable networks that we have on the space, the moment their prices go up, so does the fees. And that is the fundamental flaw in the design when you don't pay your fees in an actual stable coin, for instance. So that is a very good thing about DAC, is that no matter what, there will be no fees on the network, unless they somehow at some point decide that, hey, we're going to be introducing this sort of a priority transaction, which is going to be costing a little amount of coin, and then to this, basically, there's going to be, well, I don't know if even that is possible, but that's how I would do it, at least, if I was a technician. And also, data storage. And there's a lot of partners here. I'm not very familiar with them. Obviously, Amazon Web Services is pretty big, US Air Force. And it just seems like there's a pretty good stuff here. There's a lot of, videos that you can go through and see what they are basically building out, who they are all about, and etc. And looking at the price chart here, it's currently at 21 cents. This is the most highest ranked project on this list. 177. I think most gems are really found on, the 200, maybe 150 to 400 range, and even lower than that. And you're not buying at the top. This is 50% down from its all-time high, so you're buying at 50% discount. On a 90-day chart, it is doing pretty well. We're kind of seeing a bit of recovery here. If you had bought a bit earlier this month, you would have gotten a lot more cheaper. But when we look at also at November highs, it was 28 cents. So 7 cents down from its monthly high. Well, not really monthly high, but from 2 months ago. And it already has gone pretty much all for the remaining or the last year. But I think it still has a way to go. One of the things that a lot of people don't talk about also is the actual availability in exchanges. KuCoin is the biggest exchange where you can get it, but it's still not in Binance. It is not in Coinbase. There's places to go for this project altogether. So definitely something that you may want to definitely think. Remember that when you're buying the ERC20, That is not the same as the hypergraph mainnet of the token, so make sure you're going to be knowing what you're going to be buying. Moving on to the second project, we have Quant Platform, which is going to be launching a testnet in January 17th. And this is a project that you can also jump in quite early because, it's not even fully launched. And what they are going to be doing is they're going to be doing smart contracts in any language and also being quantum resistant. Now, when I talk about with a lot of Bitcoin maximalists and other proof of work people, they always tell me that, well, nobody has these quantum computers yet. And that's the naivety of the discussion. We don't really know if there's a company or a government which owns very high-end level quantum computers. And they have no reason to tell that to the people because obviously they want to have a case so they can crack encryptions on multiple different things on the world. So in a lot of ways, you definitely want to be prepared for the quantum attacks when they're going to be happening, and you want to have products and blockchains which are going to be quantum resistant. They are becoming more and more a normalized thing. I think there's a lot of, base infrastructure for quantum resistance already being done, but it's definitely something that you want to invest in, at least having one coin that is indeed quantum resistant if this type of attack arises. And here's a bit of a comparison of what are they offering. So pretty high transaction speed. So they have a private types of transactions and public transactions. So I guess they are offering a private blockchain, which has less nodes, but it has a very high TPS. And then you have the public one, which is, fairly scalable compared to at least a lot of these options here. Decentralized level is 3 out of 3, according to them. Programming language, any language whatsoever. So I guess that means Solidity, Plutus, Rust, C++, C++, even JavaScript. I'm not really sure. Consensus model is POR. I'm not sure what that stands for. Proof of, I don't know. Okay. Hybrid blockchain, and also has an EVM compatibility, which means that you can basically bridge out all the assets in and out. Cloud deployment time, 5 minutes. That seems pretty impressive. Quantum resistant security, and also market cap. So as you can compare to the billion-dollar market caps, I guess you could compare to the Hypercash, which is probably the biggest quantum resistant coin right now. So this is pretty low market cap, and there's also a bit of partners here. I'm not sure this is true with the Microsoft and Google Cloud, but if it is, that's pretty bullish. And just to be, people who are just researching altcoins in general, there are a lot of companies which will throw, oh, we are using Google Cloud in our project, but that doesn't mean that there's an actual partnership. So a lot of these, when you see a big brands, they can be a bit misleading at times. But I guess here is some of the also TypeScript. I think this is a JavaScript logo or something. But also transparent team here. And here they talk about a lot of the things here. Quantum resistance, newcomers, developers, the Quanks token, and etc. So multi-language. Let's actually see how many languages there's being supported here. Do they have some type of info? No, I guess not. But whatever, 28 million developers will be able to blockchain space thanks to Quant Platform. So that is pretty impressive, if that is true. So onboarding developers is also very important. But once again, another pretty low cap coin, currently 442 on the ranking. And the price is 11 cents, which is 40% up from its all-time high. Currently, we're sitting at here. And I think somewhere in here we had the previous all-time high. And, it's not the bottom. It's not at the top either. It's a good entry point. There's a bit of a, gradual decrease here, dropping. And maybe you can wait for a bit of a bigger dip once you jump into this project. But I definitely got a bag for this. And I'm really interested in the quantum resistance. And once again, a bit of a coin that is not really on many exchanges. The Gate one is the only one where it's really at outside of the decentralized ones. And there seems to be also a version out of it in Binance Smart Chain as it is in Uniswap. So you can get the Ethereum, and the Binance Smart Chain version of this token. Our third project on the list is Project Quantum, so we must have some gaming stuff here on the mix as well. And this one is pretty interesting. I'm going to play a bit of a trailer here. And so this seems to be a first-person shooter that they are building on Unreal Engine 5, which is a very popular thing. Here's a bit of a gameplay that they have showcased. So it's not total vaporware here. They have something that is being built out already. You can like collect NFTs, and it's going to be a full play-to-earn type of experience inside the game. Could be very interesting. And also, they have their token on PancakeSwap. I believe it's not listed in any big exchanges, which is also a very bullish signal. And also, there is a very interesting tokenomics here at the same time. And also, there's a transparent team, so you can see all the team members, not anonymous or anything. And it's based in Scotland, which might have some regulatory issues down the line, though, unless they become independent. And also, it is using the RFI mechanics. So by holding the Project Quantum token, every time somebody sells and buys, you will be basically getting, more as you hold this token. And this is not even like fully ranked in here anywhere. I think it's ranked 800, 900 or something. Very low price, unit price, so that will drive a lot of movement towards upwards, because it's a small number. That's the way how you play kind of like the numbers game. And it's also 60% down. It's currently going a very big dip right now. And you look at the 90-day chart here. So this is a great entry point for you guys to get into this project. And by holding more of this token, you are getting more. So I can show you on my Binance Smart Chain profile here. I have my Project Quantum bag. And I bought, what is this, 1,700, less than that, and I made like 20 qubit by just holding right now. And I'm probably going to be buying on the dip again more into this project. There's 2 decimals also into this project only, which is very nice. So we're having a bit of a nice tokenomics here. So by holding this more and longer, the more you will be getting those RFE earnings by holding it on your own wallet. And as I already mentioned, where would we have the on here? So it's not on any big exchange yet. And once it will be get listed on somewhere, that's going to be increasing the price. So you have very early time to get on board with this one, if you believe in it. But as our last project, we have an IoT project, which I've talked about in the streams many times. I've talked about in my Telegram and Discord, and that is PlanetWatch. This is a project on Algorand, and it's building and, well, they are not necessarily building and producing, but they're managing their own blockchain. And the idea of the blockchain is to produce, or the retailers produce, different types of sensors, and these sensors are there to basically monitor the air quality in outdoors and indoors. And by doing so, running this device on your home or outside of your home, on your balcony or something, you will be getting tokens for doing that. And this is kind of like this new IoT wave, and I believe in IoT really much. I think 2022 could be the IoT year when we're going to be seeing a high focus on PlanetWatch, Helium, Deeper Network, and all of these other IoT projects that are out there. And I've already ordered one of the devices, and I'm going to be basically doing videos about it, definitely for you guys, reviewing the product and everything. And the way it works is basically you need the token to basically buy licenses. So these are kind of like licenses that you can have your device running out, and so basically it can earn stuff, and they are kind of like some are $20 per year or something like that. This is 50 euros, but basically it makes a lot more than that. So I think the ROI for the machine, which is, I think it was 300 pounds or something, somewhere $400 ballpark, you're making like the interest back in 3 months or so, which is pretty good. And that's, counting the license top of it. So Pretty exciting project, so it has somewhat solid tokenomics, and there's a lot more to be built around it. And then you have this whole Algorand thing. If you believe in Algorand, the Algorand ecosystem is going to be flying up towards up together with all the projects in the Algorand. So I think this is definitely something you want to look into. And the waiting times for PlanetWatch devices are not as big as it is in some of these other IoT devices like Helium. So cheaper entry point, sort of, at least the smallest devices are like $200, and also have less of a waiting time than you would have on the actual Helium devices. But that is pretty much my rundown. Well, actually, forgot to talk about the tokenomics here. This is also NA, so it doesn't have a listed here. The circulating supply is very, very low currently compared to the total supply. And it's currently priced at 37 cents, which is down from its 50-cent high. And once again, this is on a bit of a spot where it's kind of like rising up again. So, or it might be heading to another dip. So I'm not quite sure about that. But what I'm trying to say here is that you're still not buying at the top here. You're going to be buying relatively low. And as more interest will come for the project, it means that people will be needing more planets to basically buy these licenses for the devices. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to be wrapping up here. As always, you can send business inquiries to my email, and I will be, bringing on more altcoin things when I have something to talk about. And subscribe, like, share this video, comment if you have any questions about these projects or projects that I should cover in the future. Thanks for watching. I will be seeing you soon.